Hello everyone, welcome to Reactify Labs. Today, let's do the system design of a restaurant management system. So, what is a restaurant management system? So, let's say there is a chain of restaurants, right? Uh, I'm not sure about a lot, but yeah, let's take some common examples like Domino's, right? Or KFC, Pizza Hut. These are very common. Or mm, yeah, I think there is something called Olive Garden in US. Olive Garden or Olive Gardens, whatever it is. So these restaurants uh, have some kind of management system, right? Because it's possible, like let's take the example of Domino's. It's possible that whatever the menu items that Domino's has in Delhi, those are different from what they have in Dublin or what they have in, let's say, mm, where New York, right? Because this is in India, this is in Ireland, and this is in US. So different countries have different preferences, different um, what do you say, palette. So it is possible that if let's say the names of two items are same, then the ingredients might differ, right? It's possible that the Indian pizza will have more spices, more masalas in it as compared to the pizzas they serve in Europe or US, right? So that's why they need a management system. Not exactly that's why, but they need a management system, right? Everybody needs nowadays to keep a track of what's going on. Like let's say tomorrow somebody needs to do some kind of analytics, right? Like what kind of items are preferred more in which country or which state. So for all those we need a software system which collects the data, right? And this data collection thing will be efficient, or it will be in a what do you say, good shape when we do the data collection thing in a structured manner. And that data collection thing will be done in a structured manner if we have a software which takes and structures this data in a proper way, right? So that's why we need a restaurant management system. Okay. Now you might be thinking that why do we need a restaurant management system, or how complicated it can be. So if you see, it can be very complicated. Why? Uh, Actually, it can or cannot be very complicated depending on how you structure your thought process. So, it is possible that if you say, so yeah, it's just a restaurant, right? So, what all things will a restaurant have? It will have its employees, so we will need a employee database, and it will have a menu, so we'll just need a front end which shows the menu, and that's it, right? But no, because if you think it through, or if you think it thoroughly, you will see that it has multiple things. Let's say we'll start with Domino's, okay? Domino's is present, or let's make it generic, restaurant, any restaurant, okay? It has its branches, and different branches have different menus, right? So obviously we cannot have a separate software for each branch, right? We can only tweak the variables for each branch depending on a lot of things we need to abstract, we need to keep common, right? And only change the things which are different, because that's what a good design is, right? That's how we follow the design principles. So keeping that in mind, let's start thinking one by one what all things are possible. So a restaurant has different branches. Hmm? They may be in different countries, different states, different cities, right? And each branch has a menu of its own. What am I writing? Each branch has a menu of its own, correct? Now, if you see, we can keep it like this, but if you see, menu has, for a pizza, Domino's, let's say there is a pizza section, there is a drink section, there is a what do you say, something called mm, wings or appetizer section. So there are different sections, right? So menu has menu sections, correct? Okay. Now, if you see, we got a branch which has a menu, and we also divided the menu in different sections. Okay. Now, if you also see, each restaurant has employees, right? And employees are of different types again. Like, let's say there is a waiter, there is a chef, there is somebody who is a cashier, right? There are multiple people. Let's say there are some people whose only job is to, let's say, cut the vegetables or something. I don't know, but it is possible, right? So what is the job of a waiter? The waiter will take an order, right? Waiter takes an order or brings an order, because there are some restaurants in which you can just place an order online. So waiter will bring an order. It's here, please don't think that it's only about Domino's, because there is no waiter in Domino's, right? So we are considering generic restaurant, right? Okay. Now there will be, when somebody orders something, right? Somebody orders something that is considered a meal. So a meal gets prepared, and each meal has meal items. So when the meal items are there, it means different people's different orders. So basically it's a meal, or you can say an order. Different order has different items. Okay. Okay. Next, what else can be there? There should be a chef who can prepare the order or anything like that. Okay, one more thing. A cashier. Cashier should be able to take payment, right? And it can have multiple modes also. Hmm? Next is, let's say somebody is doing online reservation. If some restaurant is supporting that, so that is also one thing that can be added. Reservation of tables. Okay. Yeah, let's say in, other than cashier, there is someone called receptionist, who can all receptionist who can also take the order and process it, right? Like booking the table or something like that, reserving the table. Okay, reserving the table, canceling the table, these things can also be done. Okay. Next, let's say somebody has done a reservation. So it is possible that they have done a reservation, let's say for 7 p.m., and they get notified 15 minutes or 30 minutes in advance. So a notification kind of system should also be there. And this can also be applied to payment. Let's say somebody's payment is successful, they can be notified, maybe using an email or an SMS, that okay, your payment was successful, you can now go. Hmm? And yeah, I think that's it. Also, yeah, each branch will have a um, each branch will have actually a different set of staff, different hierarchy, different kinds of people. It is possible, right? So yeah, those things will also be considered. Each branch has a different, let's say one restaurant has this kind of arrangement, other restaurant is this kind, let's say other restaurant is this kind. So we have to accommodate those as well. Okay. So what do you say, this is called like the seating arrangement. Seating arrangement, different kind of seating arrangement will be there for different what is the branches of the restaurant. So keeping all these things in mind, we will now start designing the system. Okay. So if, let's say, we will start by thinking about what kind of classes can there be. First of all, there will be a restaurant class. Okay. So there will be a restaurant class. And what happens with a restaurant? A restaurant has a name. Does it have an address? Usually not, because a restaurant has branches which have addresses. But let's say we can add something like HQ. Where is the HQ? HQ is only at one place, right? So this is there for a restaurant. And restaurant might have something called, let's say, ad. add a branch. So it will add a branch to the restaurant. Okay. Now there is a, each restaurant has a branch. Hmm? Each restaurant has a branch, and each branch has a name. It has a name and it has an address. Correct? Each branch has a name and address because the branches belong to actually branch is a physical entity, so it will have a location. It will have an address. Okay. Now, as we mentioned, each branch has a, what do you say, um, different kind of seating arrangement. We can check that. We can have, each branch will have different kind of staff. Each branch will have different kind of, what do you say, kitchen. Okay. So we'll accommodate those things as well. So let's first talk about the mm, staff. Okay. So each staff is a person. Hmm? So a person has name, email ID, maybe phone number, maybe unique identifier, something to identify. Let's say their SSN or Aadhaar card number, something like that. Each person will have this. Next, if you see, now common things are abstracted here, and then there is another class called employee, which extends this. Okay. And employees will have employee ID and let's say employee ID and date of joining. Okay. It is possible for each employee. Now what? If you see, each employee is like, employee is also another kind of abstraction. Now the duties will be distributed, right? Let's say somebody is a waiter, somebody is a chef, somebody is a cashier, somebody is a receptionist, right? Maybe there is a manager. It's possible, right? Now if you see, these classes are also prepared. Okay. Actually, now since a person is there, this person will be extended by customer as well, because customer is also a person, and let's say somebody places an order, we just store their information. Okay. Maybe they give their phone number or email ID, we will store them. Okay. Next, what? Next is, as we mentioned, each branch has a kitchen. And also notice this dark diamond shape. It means that one thing cannot exist about the without the other. So kitchen cannot exist without the branch, but branch can exist without the kitchen. Okay. So there will be a kitchen. Let's say kitchen has maybe what do you say, number, room number or something. Okay. Now what can we do next? There is a chef. Okay. There is a chef who works in the kitchen. Chef works in the kitchen. Okay. So we know this. Chef works in the kitchen. Chef is related to the kitchen. Next is, we have we have this section ready. We have this section ready. Okay. Now, what will a customer do when that person arrives? So as soon as a customer arrives, or as soon as the customer is planning to come, what they will do is they will make a reservation. They'll make a reservation. So reservation will have multiple things, like let's say the ID of the reservation, time, count of people, maybe something like their phone number. Let's say to call and confirm them that if they are coming or not in case they are late. So these things will be there, and a customer makes a reservation, right? a customer makes a reservation, and reservation has a notification attached to it. So as soon as a reservation is made, a notification is sent. Also a reminder notification is also sent. So this notification, let's say we divide it into two kinds: email notification and SMS notification. Okay, so they will just be sent. Next is what? Hmm? Next is, okay, multiple things are created now. So now that a reservation is done, so a reservation reserves a table. So which table is reserved for that person? Okay, so that table may have, let's say, a table number. What is the capacity of that table? Okay, something like that will be in the table. So this table will be reserved. Okay, great. So now what? We have these things ready. So what else we can do? What we can do is, a waiter. What does a waiter do? Waiter takes an order, actually, order or the meal that we say. So waiter takes an order. Order has an ID. Order has what do you say, the items, maybe a list of items. Okay, and this order is related to a table. This order is related to a table, correct? And what is this item? Item is like the kind of things that people have ordered. So we will create a new item table. Why? Because let's say somebody ordered something called any veggie, any vegetable, right? And somebody said, okay, customize it like no onions, no garlic, no less salt, something like that, right? So that's why each item needs to be configured independently. So that's why there will be an item, there will be a separate item. Item as in like the customizable entity, customizable entry from the menu. Okay, and this will be related to this order, correct? Order has an item, but can that item be anything? Question is this: can that item be anything? No, that item must be from the menu, right? So, and how will the menu be prepared? So if you see this branch, so this branch has a, each branch has a menu, correct? Each branch has a menu, and we know that the menu has items. Okay, so menu has something like, mm, let's say the, what do you say, menu has a title, maybe restaurant name or something like that is there. Okay, and each menu, hmm, each menu has a menu section. Each menu has a section, and the section will have something. Okay, section will also have something like, let's say, the title. Okay, because let's say this is an appetizer section, that's the only title that's present there. And each section will have a menu item, right? Each section will have a menu item. And each menu item will have like the title, description, because we know that, okay, this is the name of the food, and this is how it is prepared, or what are the things present in this, in the description. And there will be a price also. Okay, there will be a menu item, and whatever the item that you order, whatever the item that you order, it should be from this menu item, right? This should be from this menu item, correct? Okay, now what? Now, once everything is done, once a customer has eaten, what will that person do? This person will try to make a payment, or this will order a check, right? So the check will have, because you know all these things. The check, what do you think? What all things do you observe in a check? The check will have, let's say, the ID of the check, the amount, the tax information, everything will be there. And this check will be paid using, okay, yeah. So this check will be paid using some kind of payment, and the mode of the payment can be credit card, or let's say cash, right? Or UPI, anything can be there as the mode of payment. Hmm. What else is remaining? Have we left something? We have entered, we have placed the order, and then we have made the payment. Every employee has done their duty well. So what else? Mm, actually, see, so the waiter has taken an order and the chef will be given that order, because that's how the chef will know that he has to prepare the order, right? Okay, so what else? Mm, no, I think everything is done. Yeah, because this is enough for us to make a restaurant management system. Let's say tomorrow some new requirements come, then we will definitely accommodate that. And this will make sure that our design is so modular that tomorrow, if we have to add a new feature, we don't need to do a lot of changes. Okay, we can just um, add a new feature using a new class or something like that. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. And this is, I believe, one of the easiest system designs, because we are able to make a system, or it is very easy for us to make some kind of system with which we have first-hand experience, because then we know, okay, what all things are involved. The difficult part is when we have to make a system which we are not familiar with, or because sometimes in the interviews it happen that they will ask you to design some kind of system which you have never seen. Okay, but that is also easier because you might have studied it somewhere, even though you have not seen it in real life, you might have studied it somewhere. But what happens in a job where actually you have to do a system design, the requirement comes like out of thin air, right? It's not even requirement, it's just that you have to deliver a product. So it's your job to talk to different stakeholders and gather the requirements, and you have to make sure that your design is flawless. Okay, it takes multiple iterations, it doesn't happen in for 45 minutes just like interviews. Okay, so don't stress over it. Keep practicing, and I am sure you will do better. I hope you liked the video. Please let me know in comments if this video helped you. So yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.